Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn, and today we're back at it with another standard deck tech straight out of Final Fantasy Standard, and this one's a doozy. This one's called Soap Opera. We're going back to 𝑇𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒 Rocco Street Chef as an Exile deck, playing from Exile deck, and we're pushing it to its limit with some brand new cards like Opera Love Song and Brynhildr, which are just perfect additions to this deck. It's super aggressive. It just has unending value that just keeps going and going and going. And I had one of the longest, absolutely insane, craziest games I've ever played. It's the last game you're going to see on this video, and you have to check it out. Before we dive in, please like the video. It helps me get it out to so many more people and helps the channel grow. And be sure to subscribe because I have more deck techs on the way. Also, if you're thinking about going to Origins, or maybe you're already there, come hang out with me, because at the time this goes live, I should be at Origins hanging out. I'll probably be at the Wonders of the First booth, or just perusing the halls. Come find me, come say hello, maybe join the Discord so that you can message me and let me know. Let me know that you're there and you want to meet up, and we can hang out. So I'd love to see you. I'm probably definitely going to play some Limited of some sort while I'm there, because that's my favorite format to play with physical cards. But with all of that out of the way, we just need to check out the deck, so let's do it. Alright, so this deck is pretty wild. We're going back to 𝑇𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒, playing an Exile deck that's just trying to play everything ever from Exile to go super wide with Thopters that have haste, and then absolutely smash our opponent into nothing. So obviously we have 𝑇𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒 at the core of the deck. 2 mana, 2/3, Thopters you control have haste. Whenever you play a land from Exile or cast a spell from Exile, you create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. We've got some new gas from Final Fantasy that makes this even crazier. First of all, we're running 2 copies of Summon Brynhildr. I might even go up to 4 in future versions of this deck, but 2 feels right for right now. A 2 mana 2/1. On chapter 1 you get the Chain ability, exile the top card of your library, and during any turn that you put a lore counter on this saga, you may play that card. So it gives us more exile gas, more ways to trigger 𝑇𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛𝑐𝑒, and some of the other synergies that we'll get to in just a little bit. But also on chapter 2 and 3, which if you're playing this on turn 2, would end up being turn 3 and turn 4, when you next cast a creature spell that turn, it gains haste until end of turn. So it's also a way to enable us to be even more aggressive than we otherwise might be, and just absolutely smash our opponent's face in, which I love. We also have 2 copies of Opera Love Song, which is also really, really good. This sort of serves as copy number 5 and 6 of Questing Druid in a way. It's an instant for 2 mana, and you choose one. Either exile the top 2 cards of your library, and you can play those cards until your next end step, which is really, really good, especially if we play it during our opponent's turn, at the end of their turn. We can get gas for next turn and ways to trigger Pia and some of the other cards in the deck. But we have this alternate mode where 1 or 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 until end of turn. So sometimes, if we've already gassed up, played a bunch of stuff from Exile, got a bunch of triggers, and we're just trying to close out the game, this will just give 2 different creatures +2/+0, get in for an extra 4 damage, and sometimes just win an entire turn earlier. We could also subsequently use it as pseudo removal as like a combat trick, where maybe they block some of our 1/1 Thopters in the air with like 3/3 flyers, and we can give 2 of them +2/+0 with just this 1 card and trade our measly little Thopters for their relevant creatures, which could be really, really cool. So there's a lot of combat tricks you can line up, a lot of versatility in this card. I think it's worth exploring, but it's not quite as good as Questing Beast, because Questing Beast comes attached to Seek the Beast as an adventure. 2 mana to exile the top 2 cards of your library, and until your next end step you can play those cards. So same as mode 1 on Opera Love Song, except we also get to play the creature. Comes down as a 2 mana 1/1, and every single time we play a colored mana spell that isn't green, so white, blue, black, or red, it'll get an extra +1/+1 counter on it. So this gives us extra gas, an extra body on the field that turns into a huge win condition eventually, in addition to exiling too. And I think that's a little bit better than choosing one or the other. But like I said before, kind of having like a 6-card package of cards that can do this with 4 questing druids and 2 opera love songs, I do think feels really good, and the versatility of the opera love song is still really good as well. We've also got 3 copies of Rocco Street Chef, which is another payoff for playing things from Exile. It's a 2/4 at the beginning of your end step. Each player exiles the top card of their library, and until your next end step, each player may play the card they exiled this way. Whenever a player plays a land from Exile or casts a spell from Exile, you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and create a food token. We can gain an absolute metric ton of food tokens off this guy, and also dump a ton of counters on all of our dudes, maybe even just the Thopters that we're making with 𝑃 and it gets kind of crazy. But one of the really cool things about Rocco is that he doesn't just trigger off of us playing things from Exile, but off of our opponents playing from Exile as well. So some of the cards that we have in here pull double duty because of that, such as Invasion of Gobakhan, comes down for 2 mana, exiles a non-land card from our opponent's hand and makes it cost 2 more to play it. But not only that, when they do play it, if Rocco is out, it gives us another counter and another food token. So it's even more gas for that. But it doesn't stop there, because if you manage to attack this and do 3 damage to it, you flip it into the Light Shield Array, and technically it counts as exiling the card and replaying it from Exile for free. So just playing the Light Shield Array for free when we flip it is going to trigger our Roccos and trigger our 𝑃 and get even more tokens and counters and all sorts of shenanigans, which is really nuts. But then it gets even crazier, because now all of our attackers, even our 1/1 Thopters, are getting an extra +1/+1 counter every single turn that they attack. So our Thopters can turn into absolutely massive win conditions off of Light Shield Array, while also holding up the ability to sacrifice the Light Shield Array to give all of our creatures hexproof and indestructible at the same time if we absolutely need to protect the team. This card just does everything. I think it is probably one of the most slept on cards in Standard. Nobody ever uses it in anything, and in the right deck it's just absolutely bananas, and this is absolutely that deck. We've also got 4 copies of Kori Steelcutter. Because we have so many cheap spells in this deck and we're constantly double spelling, sometimes playing a spell that exiles something to play from Exile, and then playing the thing from Exile. Now we're getting all of the Exile triggers off Pia and Rocco, but also getting double spell triggers off Kori Steelcutter, and going even wider with tokens, and it's absolutely gnarly. We've also got 1 copy of Inti, Seneskull of the Sun. It's another way for us to exile something to play from Exile, but in doing so, we also get a +1/+1 counter, we give something trample until end of turn, and it's just all sorts of gas in all the right ways. That being said, it is legendary, and it's nowhere near as important as 𝑃, so I'm good with just playing 1 copy of this. Going back to the 1-drop slot, this is where the bread and butter of all of the ways that we're going to multi-spell every single turn and just completely, absolutely decimate the board state by going wide with so much insanity. We've got 4 Cheeky House Mouse. This is just the best card to use in this deck at 1, because you get to play the adventure for 1 mana, and then you get to play the creature for 1 mana. So you double spell to trigger the Kori Steelcutter off just 1 card and just 2 mana, which is already nuts, but the mouse itself comes in from Exile and triggers the 𝑃 and the Rocco Street Chef. It just does everything we want to do. Also, the squeak by, sometimes when you have something really, really big in the late game, like a 20/20 questing druid, we can just make this thing unblockable to anything that's power 3 or greater. Sometimes they only have things that are power 3 or greater, and you just get in for an alpha strike out of nowhere off of the squeak by. So this is just good in so many different ways, and I absolutely love it here, and we absolutely need a density of 1-drops to make sure we have enough cheap stuff to double spell for Kori Steelcutter, so this just feels perfect. I say absolutely a lot, don't I? Absolutely. We've also got 4 copies of Mishra's Research Desk. Comes down really cheap, helps us get that double spell for Kori Steelcutter, but we can also sack it to exile cards, to play cards from Exile, to trigger all of our other synergies, and as if that wasn't good enough, we can unearth it to do it all over again to get even more value. We've also got 4 copies of Clockwork Percussionist. Really easy 1 mana dude that can get in for 1 on turn 1. Can also contribute to double spelling for Quarry Steelcutter. And when it dies, we get to exile something, play it from exile, trigger all of our other synergies, so it's kind of perfect. We're also running 1 copy of Kellen, Planar Trailblazer. It's a legend, so I'm good with going just 1 of these, but it is one of the better 1-drops that we can play in this deck. It's just a 2/1, but if we invest more mana into this, we can turn it into something that is exiling cards for us to play when it hits the opponent, which is obviously really great in this deck, but also eventually becomes a 3/2 double striker that does that, so it ends up exiling 2 cards for every combat that it hits in because of the double strike. We can completely gas up, exile 2 things to play to trigger the Quarry Steelcutter, trigger our Rocco and 𝑇𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛 twice. Just gets absolutely nuts. The last 1-drop is just 1 copy of Norrin Swift Survivalist. This is another card that's flown under the radar, and I think it's perfect in a deck like this. It's a 2/1 legendary human coward for just 1 red mana. It can't block, which is the one big downside, but whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you can exile it and then play that card from exile this turn. So you can just swing in with all your dudes and not worry about losing them in combat because Norrin will trigger. Norrin can even trigger on himself. You just exile it, play it from exile, trigger all your play from exile stuff, and end up with more gas than you started with. And a lot of times if you have more attackers than they have blockers, it gets even better because if you attack with just everything, you make sure that some stuff does get through for damage, and whatever they block, you can just exile and replay with Norrin. So being able to get all of the triggers that care about playing things from exile because of replaying things with Norrin absolutely makes this card good enough to use, and I love it. But it is legendary, so we stick to just 1. The last card I want to talk about in this deck, Painter's Studio and Defaced Gallery. This is usually going to come down as the Defaced Gallery first for 2 mana. All of our attacking creatures get an extra +1/+0, which is kind of insane when you're going wide with Quarry Steelcutter tokens and Thopter tokens in the air. They all get pretty insane buffs. It's also a non-creature itself, so it'll trigger all of the prowess on the Quarry Steelcutter tokens. And then you get Painter's Studio. For 3 mana, you can exile 2 cards and play them from exile until the end of your next turn. So even more ways to trigger all of the synergies in the deck and go completely bananas. I really love this deck. I'm going to continue to iterate on it in Final Fantasy, in the next set, Edge of Eternities, and we're going to see how much crazier we can make it. That being said, we are getting close to rotation. Some of these cards are going away, so if you have most of them already and you don't have to craft a ton of them right out of the gate, I would recommend trying to give this deck a whirl before, you know, some of it disappears and we have to pivot and probably turn this into a somewhat different deck in the future. But that being said, this is the deck. We're running all of the fastest mana so that we can curve out as efficiently as possible. Absolutely worth it. 1 Mirex, 1 Fountain Port. And if you want the entire deck list, it is in the description, so check that out. But I'm going to leave that for you guys. Let's check out the games. I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Wonders of the First. Wonders of the First is a brand new collectible card game similar to games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, featuring a unique action-based resource economy that helps avoid pitfalls like Mana Flood or Mana Screw, and a battlefield containing multiple realms that unlock over time as you fight for control of the stones. The first 400 card set is called Existence, and they've even partnered with Star City Games to host their competitive play tour at every single SCGCon event starting in August. The game contains alternate borderless art variants, as well as highly sought after limited edition numbered prints, culminating in a 1-of-1 stone foil. And the best part is that the developers have a community-first approach with a card database and deck builder available via Cardio, as well as a version of the game available on Tabletop Simulator, all for free. For more information, be sure to check out wondersccg.com today. That's wondersccg.com. Alright, we're gonna keep this. We've got Kellen on 1 into, I think, Brynhildr on 2. Should be pretty fun. Should be pretty fun. Alright. We will Brynhildr. Let's see what this thing can do. exile a questing druid. So we can play that for the next 3 turns. Well, the next 2 after this, which is still really good. We're going to discard Mishra's Research Desk because it has an Unearth. Let's go with Seek the Beast to hit a land, and then play Clockwork Percussionist. And now the Questing Druid can be used anytime we want. We're probably going to try to utilize the haste from Brynhildr next turn for that Questing Druid, just to try to get as much value out of the Brynhildr as we can. Or we could sacrifice the Brynhildr now, since it's going to go away anyway. And we already used the card we exiled with it. That seems very efficient. I like that. What do we actually want to do here? We've got a few different options. Like, I kind of want to be mana efficient and play Painter Studio. But I don't know if that's right. I guess we just will. So, plenty of stuff to play next turn. Nurturing Pixie, sure. Bring back the momentum, that's fine. It's fine. Alright. Percussionist, go bye-bye. Exile another card to play. Hit an Invasion of Gobakhan. I mean, this kind of looks awesome. We'll play Questing Druid. That. Then we'll play the Gobakhan, put a counter. Let's see what we can hit in his hand. Annexes and Get Losts. Interesting. Hit the Get Lost, I guess. Let's see if we can hit this for 2 or trade with the Pixie. I mean, either way seems kind of good to me. And then let's just play the Mishra's Research Desk so we don't waste it. 5 mana next turn, we can Seek the Beast, put a counter on the Druid. We're gonna lose the Druid right now. But that's fine. I mean, we're eating through all of his value. We got a Rocco. Alright, that's the plan then. We're gonna Rocco, and then at the end of his turn, we're gonna play Seek the Beast. Cheeky House Mouse. Great way to double spell. I will definitely check out the deck lists you guys submitted after this game. For sure. That's awesome to hear, Fuzi. I'm glad she's doing so well at soccer. Very, very cool. What you gonna do? Get all the value in the world in your hand. Just put out a demon. It's probably the correct play. Just put out a demon. Unless you want to get lost the Rocco. He's gonna temp lockdown. Because he wants to get lost his own lockdown. And make me discard a bunch of stuff. Go ahead, man. Do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do. We're gonna seek the beast. Get a whole bunch of value that's not technically in our hand, so we don't need to discard it. Get out of here. 𝐀𝐫𝐞 comes back. Exile's a thing. It's actually kind of good for us. So we'll play Rocco to start. Then we'll play Questing Druid. Put a counter on the Rocco. Then we'll play the Gorge. Put a counter on the Questing Druid. And then we'll play Squeak By. Just to get another counter on the Questing Druid. Or two. Seems kind of good. We've got just unending gas. We can still trigger the defaced gallery. We can still sack the research desk. And now the lockdown's gone forever. He had to destroy it rather than bounce it to his hand. So he doesn't get to just replay it, which would be better, for sure. Get rid of the Questing Druid. That's quacktastic. Doesn't have enough mana for Get Lost. It's gonna take 2. Go to 9 to draw a card. Crazy, man. You're crazy. You're so crazy. I guess we'll just swing at this first thing. Extra power isn't going to help at all. Guess we'll play the cheeky house mouse. We'll play the thicket. Put a counter on the cheeky house mouse. We've got 1,000,000 food tokens. We're just going to hold up all the mana. Crack a bunch of food if we have to. He's got Get Lost. He's probably going to use it on Rocco. At the same time, he probably wants a demon in play. Okay, sack. Sack, sack, sack. That's fine. That's fine. Temp lockdown. Well, we'll gain some life. And we'll gain some more life. And we'll gain some more life. You do what you gotta do, man. You go to 7. And we win. Because we have a haste dude. And we get a counter. Like, bro, unlock the defaced gallery. Swing. Good game. Lights out. Lights out. Gorilla Radio. Sweet. This looks pretty good. It's a little bit slower than I'd like. No 1-drops, but we're going to try it. Start with the Copperline Gorge. Ooh. We do have a cheeky house mouse. I think it's more important that we save that for triggering Pia. So I'm actually just going to play Mishra's Research Desk. It's fine. Alright. Copperline Gorge. How greedy do we want to get? I really want to play Pia, but we're not going to be able to trigger her this turn. So... I guess we'll just play Inti instead. We don't want to turn this into a 3-2, that's for sure. No blocks because of first strike. He must be playing Night Tribal. He's going to drop Dion on 3, right? Cut it down. Well, now the cut down can't kill our 𝑇𝑒𝑚, which is nice. Guess we'll go with Inspiring Vantage, so we have 2 of every color. How crazy do we want to get now? I think we just got to get Pia out at this point. And we'll just do this so that we have something to play from Exile next turn. It's not amazing, but it is a removal check. If he's got it, he has to use it, and he's already used 1, so there's a chance he doesn't. I think it's definitely the best play we can possibly make. Lifecraft Engine, that's fine. We're going to have to take a big hit this turn. Go to 11. Oh, he's not going to attack with Steiner. Good. That's good for us. That's fine. Battlefield Forge. Alright, we're definitely going to start... kind of want to hold on to this, though. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. And we're just going to set up. Pass the turn. If he was afraid to attack with Steiner last turn, we're going to lean into that. I mean, the Knight of Malice is looking really nice. But that's fine. We could use Opera Love Song to give 2 different creatures +2/+0. And then kill the Lifecraft Engine. I think that's probably what we want to do. I think that's what we want. Actually, you know what? I really want to get rid of that Lifecraft Engine. But he's holding up mana. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what? We should have had the 𝑇ℎ𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛 block the Knight. It's actually kind of a waste to have them both blocked. We did make him waste a battle menu, though, which feels kind of good. We've still got our Pia. Cecil. Definitely feel like it was a misplay, though. We're going to seek the beast, see if we can get some triggers off Pia here. Play the land. Play the research desk. Play the percussionist. We're going to swing with just one of the 𝑇ℎ𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛s. We got to hold back blocks. We don't want to lose Pia. Caretaker's talent, sure. Sure. Come on, Panda. Show me how virtuous you are. I didn't mean it, man. Come on. What are you doing to me? Guess we just gotta kind of like prevent damage, right? Well. Questing Druid. Mountain. We could swing for a lot. A lot. Let's try this. 𝐽𝐫𝐞𝐻. Trigger. Hit something in their hand. I mean, definitely Dion. He's gearing up for the win there. We're gonna attack with these so we can flip and hold up a bunch of blockers and hold up a bunch of protection. We play something from Exile, we trigger, get another 𝑇ℎ𝑒𝑟𝑟𝑎𝑛, end the turn. That single-handedly might have saved our game for us. Invasion of 𝐽𝐫𝐞𝐻 is so good. Another Caretaker's Talent. Doesn't have a token to copy. Thank God we exiled that Dion. So good. Sure. Swinging in with the Lifecraft engine. We'll block here. Block here. And we will crack the Light Shield Array to give everything indestructible. We'll take 3. He'll take 3. Everything will die. And I think we got it. Very nice. Alright, we will keep this. We're gonna have to play Cheeky House Mouse on 1, I think. Because we need to hit the ground running, I think. I think. Hello, sir. Ruin Lurker Bat. Inspiring Vantage, Cheeky House Mouse. It is so cheeky. So housey. Goes up to 3-2. Alright, we'll 𝐽𝐫𝐞𝐻 try to slow down his plan. He doesn't have a third land. 3 or more creatures, +1/+1, and you gain a life. So would we rather an extra counter on this Essence Channeler or another Essence Channeler? If he top decked a land, he could still play the Leonin Vanguard. If we exile it, he would have options. He's not going to want to block. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay? 2 red, 2 green, 1 white. It's too bad that we have all of our white dual lands. I'd feel much more comfortable dropping the red-green. The red-green fast land. Alright, Essence Channeler is huge. He's probably going to trade the Vanguard. But if he does, he might not be able to get extra triggers on the Essence Channeler next turn. So, I'm kind of okay with that. We'll play Rocco. Does mean there's a better chance he gets to 4. Alright, no dice. No blocks. We'll take 6. We'll get a counter. Now we really have to start doing the thing. The thing. Not just a thing. Counter. We'll attack with just the Percussionist. Force him to have to trade the Healer's Hawk. That is fine. Yes, you get a big Essence Channeler, I know. We don't have to play it right away. Problem is we absolutely have to block this. So I think it's better if we do this. And we do this. Alright, he's got his land. He can play his 4-drop. That's a little bit scary. 7. He might not be able to swing with it, though. Alright, we'll get his triggers. That's really bad for us. That's really bad for us. We could kill it, but we lose both of our dudes, and he keeps the 7 counters, which is very bad. I think we just need to try to have unlimited blockers. If we can get a Pia online, we can just start spamming tokens, and then we should be fine, theoretically. We really need to crack this 𝐻𝐸𝐵𝐾. We really do. Your next end step. End of your next turn. I guess we'll do this. Seek the beast. Damn. This is kind of rough. We need another creature down, so we can't be greedy. I don't like it. We still might be dead. Das ist scary, ja. Can't really attack with Linden, right? Ooh. 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 A lot of triggers. We just gotta keep chump blocking, I guess. Alright, we're gonna start by going Questing Beast. We're going to try to swing at the 𝐻𝐸𝐵𝐾, because I don't think he's going to block with Linden. Alright. We flip it. Counters. And then, are we going to need to gain life? That's the big question. Or is it better to have more blockers? Like, we definitely play Kellen. And then, like, we could hold up the ability to gain 3 life, which could end up being super relevant. I think that's what we need to do. End the turn. Although if he has removal for one of our creatures, he's going to be able to get through. Alright, put a counter on the Questing Druid. We're going to have to chump block with Kellen for now. Not attacking with the flyer. Only attacking with the flyer. Sure. Resolve, resolve. Go to 1. Do we play Opera Love Song or do we crack the life? That's the question. I think we crack the life. We need to make sure that just the Ruin Lurker back can't kill us next turn. Let's see, we've got 5 mana. We definitely Quarry Steelcutter first. We definitely want a double spell. So we're going to go Clockwork Percussionist. And we're going to hold up to gain more life, I think. Pass a turn. He can't really attack with anything. Because we've got Light Shield Array. Although, if we're forced to use it once, he then gets to pile up his counters on his flyer. So we probably do need to chump. What we need to do is trick him into attacking with his really big stuff. Chump it. And then we need to crack back so he can only block with the stuff that he doesn't want to lose. Okay, well, he's doing it. He's doing it. So now the question is, do we want to Opera Love Song to like smash in next turn potentially? Well, let's check out our blockers first. You here 100%, right? We don't want to kill. We don't want to kill his stuff. Because he's going to put the counters somewhere. So we'll block here. Block here. Take 3. We kill his Pride Mate, which is fine. We exile a card. He's got no way to cause himself damage. I'm surprised he doesn't have a few pain lands in there. Just to be able to, you know, trigger stuff. We need to sack a food so that the flyer can't kill us. That's what it comes down to. Every single turn. Every single turn, that is what it comes down to. Let's see, we got Quarry Steelcutter. We've got I guess we probably just want to trigger it, right? Let's do this. Trigger everything. Make some more tokens to block with. Exile some more stuff. Play out the Copperline Gorge. Put a counter on this guy. No attacks. End the turn. Dude, this is getting so crazy. So crazy. So we've got another Gobakon. We need Pia. That's what we need. As soon as we get Pia, it's over. But we just haven't been able to. We just need to get Pia. Like, all of these dudes are irrelevant if we can just find Pia. We are halfway through our deck and we haven't seen one. We can't kill the Essence Channelers or the Ruin Lurker Bat becomes a game win for him. Which is huge. I mean, the Exemplar is going to be a game win for him regardless. If we don't find Pia. If we find Pia, it's just over. It's just straight up over. So we'll go to 1. Where is my Pia? Come on, Pia. Come on. There you are. Too little, too late? I don't know. We'll find out. Play a land. Counter. Make a token. How do we play more things from Exile? We need all of the things from Exile. Let's do it like this. Got a plan. Got a plan. What's your plan got to do with me? We will hit Leyline. We will swing our 17/17 at the 𝐀𝐫𝐞. Because if we flip it, we get another Thopter. Yes, I knew he'd get greedy. Get all of the triggers. End the turn. Alright. We got a 2020 questing druid. The dog is apparently upset. I'm upset. This is a long game. Leyline, sure. Put a counter on Pia. Just try to help it survive. Don't think it's gonna matter. We've got enough. We've got enough chump blockers, I think. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Go ahead. Swing with everything. Get all of the triggers ever. That's fine, man. That is fine. Past the blockers. We chump here. We chump here. Our big guy kills Linden. We'll chump here, chump here, chump here. Can't take 6 though. So Pia's actually gonna die. That's very sad. That is very sad. We waited a long time for that Pia. Oh wait, we just do this. I forgot. Sucker! I don't care how much life you have. I don't care how big your guys are. Zero cares. Alright, we're going to start with Seek the Beast. Get all the triggers. Put counters on a flyer. Then we play Questing Druid. Put all the counters on one flyer. Then we play 𝐀𝐫𝐞�. We will hit his Linden. Then we will play... I mean, we could unlock the defaced gallery. I don't think that matters as much as having chump blockers at this point. We're going to play the tapped land and the Norrin. We want one flyer to get really big. Potentially. Alright, so we're going to swing the Pia at Invasion of 𝐀𝐫𝐞�. And then we'll swing our big dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. We can swing 2 more though. We can swing 2 more and be pretty safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers, 9 blockers. He's got 6. So even with some removal, we're gonna be fine. We're going to do this. Bring him down to 55. Play another 𝐀𝐫𝐞�. Trigger literally everything. Again, we're going to continue to pile up counters on that one really big Thopter as much as we can. We're going to end the turn. Get double counters off both Light Shield arrays. And have plenty of blockers. And that's it. That's what we do for the rest of the game. Once we get this one flyer big enough that the Exemplar can't kill it. Oh, you son of a... You son of a... Well, I guess we're gonna have to do it like this. Hexproof and indestructible. See what he targets. Wait, we don't even care about the Rocco. That's fine. We literally don't care about it. We care about the Pia. The Pia is the thing that's going to give us unlimited amounts of blockers. We don't care about anything else, man. Not anything. You're gonna gain a ton of life, which I will admit does suck. We're just gonna go one flyer here. One flyer here, and one little lonely boy here, and let you gain 44. That way we get to save our Light Shield arrays. And just like I thought, he's getting greedy with his flyers, which means we get to get in with some of our flyers, potentially. So we're going to start by playing Rocco. Then we're going to go Mirrex. Put a counter on a flyer. Then we're going to go Opera Love Song, exile 2 cards. Trigger literally everything in the world. Guess getting the Quarry Steel Cutter down is still pretty good, right? Counter on this guy? Three or greater. Cannot be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. You. Quiet down, Bo. You're being a goober. Play everything. Next to combat. Swing. Swing. Swing, 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 swing. I think that's it. Keep everything else back. He can't block the 34-34. We've got enough flyers that even if he gets removal, we still should have enough blockers for flyers. We put as many counters on our things with the Light Shield Array as possible, and we've also got a dude that's big enough to block his Ruin Lurker bat. We've got another cheeky house mouse. Man, he just doesn't want to die. He's gaining all the life, and we're just sitting here at 1 forever. He can't get through for the last point. We could be cracking food every turn, but we can chump block everything forever, so there's no reason to. We got 21 cards left. We'll be fine. Like, we've got it now. I'm not worried. Another Exemplar. That is kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, come on. That one Essence Channeler is kind of a problem. Gaining 51 life every turn. It's kind of rough. I wonder what we can do. Is there a way we can sack a creature? Block and then sack it? Doesn't look it. We could prevent him from gaining all that life. This is gonna be the one problem for us, the one real problem. So we go 1 chump blocker here. And 1 chump blocker here. The tokens actually have potential to get way bigger every turn, so we don't want to crack that. We'd rather crack the cheeky house mouse. He's got 29 left. We would definitely deck out before him, but I think we can get there. 1 to 155. We can get there. We can get there. I believe in us. I just need you to believe in us. No rest, no mercy, no matter what. Like, we might even just be able to go wide enough to do all the crazy. He's got nothing that's less than 3. squeak by. Counter on the biggest flyer. We need to get it up, up, up. Up, up, up. We will play the research desk. Trigger everything. We will crack the research desk. See what we can find. Brynhildr. We'll play Brynhildr. Good God, dude. Just never stops. Play the land from Exile. Put another counter on the 11/11. Play the cheeky house mouse. Put another counter on the 12/12. Let's unlock the defaced gallery. Move to combat. 39/39's getting through for sure. Do we attack with the 13/13? Probably not. We might just only attack with this right now. Which is kind of a bummer. We could attack with a 1-drop. We could attack with Norn because we can replay the Norn and get more triggers. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. He'll probably block the Norn, it's fine. We just get to replay it if he does. And if he doesn't, it's just a little bit of extra damage we get to chip away. Can't block the questing druid because of the cheeky house mouse. I wish we had ways of returning creatures to our hand. I want to reuse those cheeky house mouses. Like every turn. We're just like mostly making up for the life he gains with the lifelink on the essence channeler. Not entirely, but at least getting it to be not as out of control, you know? End the turn. Let's get some more counters. 2 more counters on each of those guys. We've got crazy blockers in the air too, so he can't do a lot in the air. Let's see, we got 19, 29 potentially. Still not enough. Do we pop a light shield array here? Let's see what he targets. No. Daddy says no. Hinterland Sanctifier. Dude, this game is crazy. This game's gonna be the whole deck tech. I don't care though, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna win this damn game. I believe in us. We gotta kill some stuff. Ruin Lurker Bat, sure. More flyers, sure. Does he even bother to attack? I mean, he should attack with the life linkers, but that's it. Healer's Hawk. Good God. Just keeps going, man. Just keeps going. We're both playing the most ridiculous decks. just the life linkers. That's what I thought. No? You're gonna hold back a life linker? What is your plan, sir? Doesn't make any sense to hold that back. Stop gaining life! Stop it! We don't have enough damage in the air no matter what we do. So there's no point blocking with everything. Normally I just line up every freaking blocker on this guy to kill it. It's just too big. But at least they're tapped. Could be worse, right? Clockwork Percussionist. Counter. Bring back the research desk. Crack the research desk. Painter Studio. Painter Studio. Trigger, 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 trigger. Counter. Where's my really big flyer? Down here. Take action. Take action. Take action. See what else we hit. Percussionist. Put it on the big flyer. Play you. Trigger all the prowess. Big flyer. We could attack with everything except for enough things to block. And then keep them alive with the light shield array. Problem is he's gaining like 120 life a turn. So I feel like we kind of have to go for it right now, but I feel like we're just not quite there to go for it right now. So we might be out of luck. We might be out of luck. $14, $15. $23, $28, $32, $34, $36, $38, $40, $57, $60, $66, $71, $92, $96, $139, $154 is how much we can swing for right now. No tax. End the turn. 154. That is not enough. He's gaining almost that much life every turn at this point. And it's a problem. It's a problem. What I need him to do is get impatient and attack with everything. Yes, I do Foozy. So I guess that would be... an extra 72 damage. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to swing with the 29-29 exemplar. Because our bigger Thopters can get through now. So we'll go little guy here. Little guy here. Let's see. 18 plus 6 is 24. 34, 35, 36, 37. Yeah, we're doing it. $17 blockers. Crack this. Give everything indestructible. You kill the other exemplar. He gains like 136 or something like that life. Just so much life, dude. It's just so much. And he just won't stop. He just won't give up. He's gonna run us out of cards, is what he's gonna do. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can crack 6 life food tokens in one turn. So that's 18 life. That could be enough to survive some of the smaller dudes, potentially. Start with the Painter Studio. Trigger all the prowess. Another Pia. It's not really gonna work. Play the Inti. I guess we could probably still play the Pia. Right? Just to get triggers. Makes sense to me. That sucks. Put another counter on our 7/7. Keep you. Play Fountain Port. Start buffing up the really big flyer again. Two mana, sack a token, draw a card. Don't know if we really want to draw cards. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 flying blockers. 6 flying blockers, so 7 just in case he gets removal. And 9 ground blockers is what we need to keep if we were to just swing with everything right now. It just doesn't seem worth it. He kills a bunch of our stuff. We don't get through for enough damage. We chump block a bunch of stuff when he cracks back. Game over. We could kill 3 of his flyers with the 1919 if we swung with it, which is kind of cool. We could replay. We're just gonna do this. Discard you. Another Pia? Come on, man. What are you doing to me? May play until end of turn. Bummer, man. It would have been good to be able to play that much later. I think if there wasn't the whole decking side of it, I think we could actually win this match. I think if this match could just go on forever, and like when you ran out of your deck, you just had another 60 card version of the same deck that just popped in its place. I think if we both had that situation and the deck couldn't, or the game couldn't go to decking, I think we would win this eventually. It would be very painful, but we would win it eventually. We really would. Good God. Good God. And this time we can't protect it, so it's gone. We don't really care about the biggest guy, though. I'm really surprised he hasn't realized that the value here is Pia. Like, Pia is what gives us infinite blockers. Trying to think. We've got 3 cards left. We're definitely swinging with everything next turn. So we can afford to exile 2. Not more than 2. So, I actually think it's valuable for our chump blockers on the ground to be these dudes. And we can go like this dude. And we can go an 8/8. Flying lifelink 7/7. Block one of those there. And then we've got the 21/21, which will also block one of these here. And then we've got a bunch of chumpers. So we go one here, one here, one here. And then we've got one more big guy on the ground. We're going to go... Oh wait, that's in the air. Oopsie. Block here. So we'll exile 2 cards to play. We'll draw our last card. Kill a couple of his things. Keep our big things. We're not going to be able to do enough damage, unfortunately. There's our last card. Rush land. He's got no flyers, right? So we just put counters on flyers. We're still going to play Questing Druid's Seek the Beast, because it doesn't technically draw. It will just trigger all of our prowess. And count as playing something from Exile. Play the Questing Druid. Play the cheeky house mouse. Play the research desk. What can we do with Fountain Port? Not enough. Not enough. Do we just move the trample onto the big stuff? I think we do. Go here. Go here. Go. What's the next biggest thing that isn't for flyer? Guess it's probably this guy. Discard our 1 card. Exile a card. Put a counter on a flyer. And I guess let's see what happens. I think we are going to do a lot of damage. It'll definitely be over 100. It'll be 5 times someone's starting life total, at least. But it won't be enough to kill him, unfortunately. Some shenanigans, Ray. Some absolute shenanigans going down. Decline. Decline. Let's see how much we actually do. He's at what, 837? 590, 690, 690, 790. So we did like 250 damage. It just wasn't enough, dude. He just had too much life. So crazy. So crazy. You guys in the comments are going to have to let me know if there was an earlier turn I could have done that, swung with everyone, and actually had a chance at closing him out when his life total was back in like the 100 to 200 range. It's possible, but I didn't bother to do the math because I thought it was way more probable that we could get there the further we went. But he was actually gaining more life than damage potential that we were gaining. So, in the end, we just couldn't get there before we ran out of cards. Still pretty wild, though. Can't believe we did like 250 damage and it just wasn't enough. What a game. What a game. Oh my god, this was like an hour-long game, dude. We're definitely gonna have to put this one last. We're definitely gonna have to put this one last in the deck tech. If you guys actually stayed to the end, you're watching this on YouTube, and you stayed to the end and saw the whole thing, let me know in the comments because you are a real one. No blocks. No. No blocks. Let me know in the comments. Jeez Louise, what a game. Crazy. He's up to over 1,000 life from that, from the life link. Jeez Louise. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck techs, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.